Hello. So we're back again. Third time lucky. I did have an idea. I'll just wait to give it time for everyone to join back in. I did have an idea. I don't know if it will work. Just fill in the YouTube side. We'll let it load up a second. I'll give it a chance to load up. I've got a plan, but I don't know if it's going to work. I'll wait till everyone's back in. Right. Refilling out the YouTube side again. It does give me a crash report to fill in every time, and I have been filling one in, to be fair, every time it's crashed. I don't think they'll ever do anything to fix the issues because it's too old a game now, but I always fill in crash reports whenever I get one. I just think it helps. I have a plan, but I don't know if the plan will work. So you can actually skip cutscenes. Now, I don't like doing so because obviously we like to see everything we're doing and the whole story and everything else. Now I wonder, as soon as we load in, if I skip the cutscene, would that help? Could that possibly bypass this glitch we seem to have? Because it's the same place every time. If it does it again, I've no idea what we're going to do. But yes, back once more. Yeah, I don't know whether my thinking would work. But yeah, we can bypass the scene because you can skip the cutscenes. Now, as I say, I don't like doing this because obviously you lose some parts of the story. But my thinking is maybe the minute we load back in, we skip the cutscene and see if that helps. I don't really want to have to restart the stream for the 4th time if we can avoid it. So we'll give it a try. It does mean we're going to lose whatever bit of story this is because we're not going to see it. And obviously that's never a good thing. But it looks like it's a game issue. I can't see any other reason. But yeah, we are back again, Keller, I know. It's frustrating. Right. I can skip this scene. Right, I've skipped the scene. We may not understand exactly what's happening. But if we've skipped it correctly, which I think we have, fingers crossed, we've avoided it. Right, we've countered it by skipping the scene. Unfortunately, I don't know what happened. But looking at that, I'm assuming we've just been taken out of the prison, put in the back of a truck. I'm assuming we haven't missed anything major. But it seems to have worked. That's the main thing. So we'll try again, shall we? A massive apologies. I know it can't be helped, but it's frustrating.
Hello, Connor. Didn't think I'd miss your going away party, did ya? I hear Washington himself is going to be in attendance. Hope nothing bad happens to him.
They're going to try and
be a trial.
They're going to try and
no
pin
trial for traitors, I'm afraid.
his assassination
Lee
on us, aren't they?
Sort of that. It's straight to the gallows for you.
Yeah.
I will not die today. The same cannot be said for you.
That's enough.
He's awfully confident for someone who's obviously a prisoner. Oh, what have we... Right, okay. Something about brawl challenges. I didn't even know what the brawl challenges are. The guards are being pushed and shoved. But he's extremely confident. So skipping the scene definitely helped. Ah! Top left corner. Top left corner of the screen. This guard's bit. We've just had a wrist cut. We've got no ropes in our hands anymore. The assassins are here. I heard a whistle, but I don't know who did it. Oh, our hands are uncut a minute ago. And now they cut. Look, it's Achilles.
You are not alone. And we give a cry when you need us.
Forget about me. You need to stop Hickey. He's...
Up you go. Don't want to be late now, do we? You just had to be an hero, didn't you? You and Georgie both.
You were charged with standing to die 0 times. Wow. Yeah, the brawling challenges, I didn't even know about those. We've obviously got them to do at some point as well. So fist fights by the looks of it. But seeing the assassin jump down and take out a guard on the rooftop, you see him up there on the right hand side. That's really cool.
Patriots. Several days ago we learned of a scheme so vile, so dastardly, that even repeating it now disturbs my being. The man before you plotted to murder our much-beloved general. Indeed.
Nice. Well done, Keller.
Darkness or madness moved him, none can say, and he himself offers no defense, shows no remorse.
Another guard was just killed in the background.
We have begged and pleaded with him to share what he knows, he maintains a deadly silence. If the man will not explain himself, if he will not confess and atone, what other option do we have but this? He sought to send us into the arms of the enemy.
Yes.
And thus we are compelled by justice to send him from this world. May God have mercy on your soul.
Need to stop, Hickey. Go!
I said press L1. I wasn't going to hang there too long and not press L1. That's it, Keith. Do not let Washington's bodyguards die. Kill militia ×2. I'm going to get to the Hickey. I may fail the side objectives, mainly because you've got to kill 2. I've already let a bodyguard die. I had to kill 2 of the militia. There we go. All my allies are dead. That didn't work out very well. Hello, gaming. I've had a reply, and everyone has said the platinum for Ghost of Tsushima is a solo platinum. Well, we need to kill 2 guards as well as get to Hickey and don't let any bodyguards die. How does that work? I don't know how we can kill the 2 guards and get to him, so I'm just running to Hickey at this point. Right, we didn't do the side objectives, but we just went and killed Hickey.
Damn it. I thought I'd at least live to see another day. Shame.
I want answers. Why did Johnson try and buy my people's land? Why was Pitcairn targeting Adams and Hancock? What purpose would Washington's murder have served? Why does your order support the British?
It's a lot of questions.
How should I know? The Templars, Lee, the big man, Haytham, they has the money.
I've no idea. That's just what they're telling me, gaming. But everyone on there replied the same thing. They all got the platinum solo.
Vision for the future too.
I can ask the question.
About any of that. They can sing their songs about mankind and its troubles. They can make their plans and spring their traps. Don't bother me none. They paid me, so I said yes. Didn't bother to ask who, or how, or why. Didn't care.
You chose to side with men who would rob us of our humanity simply because it was more profitable?
So the trophy's called Complete the Ultimate Truth, yes? Because I'll ask that.
What is principle anyway? Can you bring it to the bank? Don't look at me like that. We're different,
I've asked
you
the
and I.
question.
You're just some blind fool who's always chasing butterflies. Whereas I'm the type of guy who likes to have a beer in one hand and a tea in the other. Thing is, boy, I can have what I seek. Had it even. Your hands will always be empty.
So he didn't do it because he believed the Templars were right. He did it for the money. That's it. I've asked the question. We'll see what they say back. We're going to have to go back and redo that because we missed the optional objective, annoyingly.
This man's a hero.
Putnam. I like Putnam.
General can be so stubborn sometimes. Piffle, he said, when we warned him something like this would happen. Piffle.
The whole bit leading up to you being hanged, though, is amazing. Seeing the assassins in the background was incredible.
He was a scoundrel.
But
Thanks for the
still,
like, that was much appreciated.
You're nothing if not consistent.
Where is Washington? I need to speak with him.
Yeah, as long as that's what the trophy's called, gaming, that's what I've asked.
Sideways. He's likely on his way back to Philadelphia by now.
And so am I.
Something wrong?
He is still in danger. Hickey did not act alone.
So Connor's mission is not obviously over. We've also got a new outfit available, which we won't be wearing. It's the prisoner outfit. But we missed the last objective, which was kill 2 guards at the same time before you killed Hickey. Which timing, that's quite difficult. Because he can't kill one of the bodyguards. So we've got quite a few optional objectives to go back and do at the end. A uniform is back on.
Is that a compliment?
Now, don't misconstrue. I'm sure the whole endeavor will end tragically. But to have come this far, well, it's more than I ever expected.
The people yearn for freedom but feared to grab hold of it. That fear is gone now.
Thanks to you.
No. This they did on their own.
You diminish your role. But you have always been of humble heart.
I do what is right. No more, no less.
Yeah, it did seem pretty hard, didn't it? I haven't looked at trophies. I'm assuming you need all optional to get the platinum, but I don't know for sure because I haven't looked.
Safer not knowing.
We'll look towards the end of the game. Hopefully we don't, but I've got a feeling you're going to have to. Otherwise, why would they be there?
If Washington is paralyzed, Charles Lee will strike. You'll cause the very thing you aim to prevent. Hunt the Templars, as is your duty. But do not drag these men into it.
Oh, okay. So Achilles is impressed with what we've achieved so far, but he doesn't want us to drag anyone else into it. But yeah, the timing looks pretty hard.
All hang together.
It's complete a survival mission on the hardest difficulty. Yeah, that sounds difficult. Just by what you're saying, gaming.
Together. Or most assuredly, we shall all hang separately.
You are once more our savior.
I must speak with the commander.
He's gone to try and hold New York. The British intend to take it. I fear we'll need to recall our men from Quebec as well. It's one thing to declare our independence. Now,
so that was the signing.
We must
They were signing the Declaration of Independence, weren't they? That's quite cool. Sequence 8 complete. Trophy complete. Caged Wolf. Which I'm assuming, without even checking, that would be for completing Sequence 8. I'm so glad we managed to get past the crashing. The one scene that crashed, we managed to get round it by skipping it, luckily.
Everything all right?
Back in the modern day.
Sean has located a second power source. I've asked Rebecca to charter a flight for us. Where to?
Yeah, massive apologies for the crashing. I know there's nothing we could have done, but thank you for coming back. Obviously, it's not ideal. Right, we're now heading to Brazil in the modern day side. Back as Desmond. Did you see the wanted poster of Desmond as well? There was a big poster with our face all over it. The only problem with modern day stuff, we don't have weapons, and it's a little bit annoying.
Bad reception. Can you hear me?
We're in the underground. We're not going to get a brilliant reception,
glad
are
to
we?
see that's working. Guess I'll try you back when I'm topside.
Right. What do we need to do is the question. I can hear phones ringing. Look at the poster. The poster is of us. Just following everyone else. And no map. No. No map at all. In the modern day, no map. No clue. It doesn't even have a mission. I'm assuming we're just trying to get topside. Lots of pushing and shoving. So we're meant to be in Brazil, I believe. Which, yeah, looking at the language up there, I believe that is Brazil. I love the little rucksack he's got on his back. I kind of wonder what's in it though. But there's a lot of pictures of us around. It's a little bit worrying.
You copy now?
Loud and clear.
What's the plan?
According to our intel, the power source is being worn as a bracelet by some tycoon's trophy wife. We're working on pinpointing her location, but
so this is
inside a VIP.
the power source is one of the things we need inside where we are stationed at the minute. It's worn as a bracelet. We're gonna
time to play nice. Steal someone else's.
We're gonna steal someone's ticket.
Move, don't you think?
Well, I guess you could try and sneak past security instead.
We can sneak past or steal a ticket, I believe. I don't know if we've got a choice. I'm not sure how well sneaking past would go. I've got no options to steal, so I'm assuming sneaking past is actually what we're trying to try and do instead then. There's a guard there.
That doesn't look like normal security.
That isn't.
Those are Abstergo agents.
Oh wow.
Probably here too. You need to be careful.
You definitely need to be careful with Abstergos here. Alright, we're going to try and take this quietly, carefully. These guys are kissing. Can we... They've got our backs to us. Let's get in.
Abstergo agents. Don't let them see you.
I know they're agents. I'm trying to not let them see me.
Your target's definitely in the VIP area. The entrance is concourse.
Guards are looking for us.
Security's headed towards you.
Trying to blend in, but I can't find a group to blend in with. I haven't got the same indicator we have normally. More guards over there as well.
Great. They've set up a checkpoint.
I'm trying to blend in. I don't know if blending in works. Because there's no indication to say it does or doesn't.
Stick close to the crowd and you should be okay. Or look for a way around it.
We've got to find a way round, I think. Toilets? Is that a best option? No guarantees. I'm hoping... There's no way it's a throughway, surely.
Seriously, what is the deal with stadiums and piss troughs? It's disgusting. And who thought they were a good idea?
Troughs are time and cost efficient.
I don't even see a stall in here. What if I have to take a dump?
Yeah, please just mute the microphone if you do.
Oh, the humour is fantastic. I think we've got round the checkpoint.
Watch your back, they're onto you.
I know they're onto us. I'm trying to work my way around. To be fair, he's got his hood up. It's not really discreet, is it? To be honest.
Looks like I'm close. Shit! Another checkpoint.
You're gonna have to find another way around. Security's too tight.
Right, we've got to find a way around the checkpoint. What's this way? Engineering.
Como assim? Trabalho aqui há 15 anos e nunca vi nada como isso. Quem vocês pensam que são?
Sugiro abaixar o tom de voz.
Right, I think we found a way round.
Olhar aconteceu, só isso. A gente não queria que acontecesse. Só aconteceu. Sinto muito.
Okay, I thought we could climb that way. Listen, jump across there though.
A gente se ama. Pronto, tá aí, tá dito. A gente se ama e...
Open window. Think so far so good.
Almost there, Desmond. She's just on the other side of the stadium.
The assassin style always sticks out like a sore thumb. It does, doesn't it? Well, even in the past as well, when you're playing as the memory, your uniform is different to everyone around you. They definitely don't blend in. Considering Bayek, you know, said about living in the shadows and not being seen, they don't blend in. You'd think they would more. I think if anything, in fact, Black Flag, you blended in really well. Well, I can't think of any others where you did. I don't know if I'm going to get caught right now. No, I'm okay. It's really weird playing with no indicators or anything, so you don't know if what you're doing is okay. He's not going to let me through the door, is he? Alright. Does he jump at me? I have to get in somehow. Well, we can use the catwalks to get across. And no one's going to see us walking along the top of the stadium. It's cage fighting as well.
You're really close now. The power source should be in one of the rooms up here.
Okay, which room? You want to tell us which room? I'm not sure which way we're going. Although by the looks of it, our only way up actually is that one over there by the looks of it. I think we're heading this way. There we go. It took you ages, did it? Wow. I'm nervous because I don't want to get caught and have to redo it all. But yeah, the guy blocking the doorway, I forgot that you could just press X and walk fast and it pushes people out of the way. And then he decided to try and jump me for some reason. But its lack of minimap, lack of any indicators is tricky. That's a crime scene. Why would you throw a gun at someone? I never understand why people do that. I'm assuming we've got to tackle him. Where is he? I'm trying. Guards, see you later. Come here. I'm assuming I've got to fight him. Although the Osturgo guards aren't exactly going to let me get away, are they? He's about to shoot me though. Oh. Okay, this is getting a bit tricky. He actually just killed them with his bare hands. Looks like we're running again.
Better move. Okay, head for the metro. I'll hold the train for you.
Metro, this way. I just saw the sign just in time. Whoa! Come on, out my way. Okay. Not fun. Please tell me I've gone the right way. That wasn't what I wanted to do. I think I made it. Wow, that was tough. You're so used to having the indicators, the buttons and things, you kind of rely on them without realising you're relying on them. But when you don't have them, even the fighting, it's not second nature. So that's tough. But we did it, somehow. Trophy achieved. Daddy Dearest. Which I'm assuming is something to do with the metro. I will check what that trophy does mean at this point.
We can get back to Connor whenever you're ready, Desmond. Unless you want to plug in the power source first. Up to you.
Daddy Dearest, complete present stadium. Right, we've got emails to check. I can't do anything else with him actually. I have to be back in the thing. We have got emails that came in. So let's have a look. Received messages. Patch notes, we've done all these, done all these, done all these. Done all these. That was Juno trying to talk to us. Right. So, Rebecca Crane. Am I the only one who thinks we should buy a few space heaters, maybe a couple of jackets too? It's cold down here. I sort of figured that as we powered the place up, it's like turn on its climate control systems or something. Guess not. Maybe the first Civ is like it this way. All I know is, I don't. So I'd really like for us to pick up some sort of heating solution the next time we head out. Please. I'm amazed that we still get emails, considering they know where we are. We're in the Animus. And yet we're getting emails. Sean Hastings. Asturgo is definitely onto us. Most of the power sources I was tracking are gone. Guess they're rushing to snap them up now and know what we're up to. Got the other cells scouting for us, running interference, trying to grab anything they can. It's just hard with our numbers and their resources. Sean's continuing his search for additional power sources. I'm working to coordinate with the other cells, having them do recon and watching for Asturgo. Rebecca's been monitoring your sessions. I'm hoping to duplicate some of the recordings and send them to other cells for further research. Also hoping there's a way to bypass some of these memories. Synchronization seems to dictate you progress in chronological order. Hopefully someday we'll have a way to move through memories more quickly. Would certainly save us a lot of time in situations like this. And now Juno is trying to get to us. Why do you delay? If you do not retrieve the key in time, all the world will perish and you with it. Yet you stop to talk or rest later, when your work is done. If I seem aggressive, my words feel more imperative than the request, it is because I fear that you will not succeed in time, and all of us are doomed. My father was taken from me by human hands, a war they called it, for their freedom. They were not even meant to exist. You were not meant to exist. We conjured you, a mistake, an error that cost us the world. My father would sing to me as a child. Soft songs of hope and love, his voice forever stilled when your brutish ancestors took accent and club, later turned our own works against us. We might have known what was to come and averted it, had you not dragged us into war. This is your fault. Right, American Politics. By Sean Hastings. This is going to be fun. You know, it's rather incredible the way your lunatic fringe tries to conjure the spirit of the founding fathers to support their various causes. And by incredible, I mean hilarious. They hold up slave-owning, sexist, homophobes as if that's some sort of ideal to which one should aspire. Oh, and in case you think I added that last bit for fun, as the sexism and slavery bit's already common knowledge, sodomy was a criminal offence in every one of the 13 colonies except for Georgia and Thomas Jefferson. Champion of personal liberty that he was, advocated for the castration of homosexuals. Lovely fellows, these founding fathers of yours, and now there's that new bit of madness when people ask him for the removal of textbook references to their slave owning. And before you think to turn it back round and, rightly, point out their barbarism was inspired by English law, last I checked, two stupids don't make us smart. I thought the whole point of revolution was to break free of the old ways. It certainly doesn't recommend your founders as the sort of persons one should aspire to become. Unless you aspire to become a manipulative bigot. Lest you think I'm championing some sort of leftist agenda, I'll gladly shame the internet tough guys who celebrate the Treaty of Tripoli as well. Shame on them for thinking it shows anything other than something taken straight out of the first grader's guide to international relations. Its intent wasn't to prove America wasn't a Christian nation. They were saying they weren't going to reignite the Crusades. No, that would be delayed for a couple of centuries. Now, I don't believe your founding fathers wanted to establish a theocracy, and they probably did intend for the country to be welcoming of all religions, but this isn't proof of that. I suppose the point I'm trying to make is that people might want to spend a little less time romanticising and manipulating the past, fat chance that, and a bit more time focusing on how to improve the future, fatter chance still. That's not to say there isn't plenty to be learned from looking back, because there is. It's just that most of these lessons wind up ignored or perverted these days. At best, it's disingenuous and unproductive. At worst, and often, it's rather dangerous. Sean is definitely someone who hates Americans.
So, what's the latest? Learn anything interesting while you were exploring?
They were working on some weird stuff towards the end. Trying to engineer new bodies and store their minds inside computers.
Failure after failure. It must have been hard for them.
I worry about it too. I mean, they say there's something in here that'll
The thing that Valve should get credit for is that they knew they were fallible and times would change.
It's exactly what we need.
I don't know.
They did.
Maybe it's dangerous. Maybe they wanted to make sure only you could reach it.
That's the other question.
I think as
makes me so special?
As English people, we don't really
open the door.
understand America and their rules and regulations and their constitution. I wasn't taught American history at school, so I didn't know that much about how the Constitution came to be and all that side of stuff. It's only as I've got older I've wanted to learn about it and made some friends who live in America and stuff like that you talk and you get talking about these things. I think as English people we do misunderstand quite a lot of it. Yeah, they do still say it's some holy document, to be fair. Yeah, I think... I don't know, it's weird, isn't it? As an English person, it does seem odd, because obviously we don't have that. But I can see how Americans, that's what they've always had. They've obviously learned about their history in school, like we've learned about ours in school, but we don't generally learn about American history that often. Well, I don't remember ever learning about it, to be fair.
Oh, look at that. I found a third power source.
Already?
It popped up in an earlier search, but I've only just managed to confirm it.
Okay.
There's a museum in Cairo with one on display.
I guess Connor will have to wait.
No, you stay. We need to find that key, and time is running out. I'll make the trip.
Oh, so William Mars is going to go to Cairo.
Everything's going to be fine. I'll be back soon.
Ready when you are, Desmond.
Back in the Animus we go. We've got a bit to read in the Animus. The Animus Database would have updated.
The air is still and sharp.
So we've probably got a little bit to read to catch up on.
The others sense it too and go about their work with uncommon urgency. I would like to help them, but more pressing matters now demand my attention. The Templars have targeted George Washington directly and will not rest until he is dead. I had hoped to shield him from this knowledge, but Thomas Hickey ended any
Oh, did you? That's interesting, Lisa. So I don't remember doing American history or politics in English, to be fair.
Of the Templars and their plots.
I've learned more as I got older, obviously.
Achilles finds fault in this, and we argue every day. But there is simply too much now at stake to maintain restraint.
But that's what I like about Assassin's Creed and Ubisoft and the way they've made all their games. It's the attention to detail when it comes to history is fantastic.
Don't do this, Connor.
Then what would you propose we do? Sit and watch while the Templars take control? We are sworn to stop them, or have you forgotten?
Assassins are meant to be quiet, precise. We do not go announcing conspiracies from the rooftops to all who pass by.
Who are you to lecture
anyone?
Still, at
least it's
you
still
locked
the
yourself
foundation.
away in this crumbling heap and gave up
it.
on the Brotherhood entirely. Since the day I arrived, you've done nothing but discourage me. And on the rare occasions you've chosen to help, you've done so little, you may as well have done nothing at all.
How dare you!
Didn't he save their life?
On whose watch did the Brotherhood falter? Whose inaction allowed the Templar Order to grow so large that it now controls an entire nation?
If I sought to dissuade you, it was because you knew nothing. If I was reluctant to contribute, it was because you were naive. 1,000 times you would have died and taken God knows how many with you. Let me tell you something, Connor. Life is not a fairy tale, and there are no happy endings.
No. Not when men like you are left in charge.
See, I was thinking Connor had grown up and was less naive, but actually, and once more he's showing his naivety.
In your haste to save the world, boy, take care you don't destroy it.
Ha!
yeah, once more he's showing that he doesn't see the bigger picture. He's very short-sighted in that way. And all he sees is what he's got to do now. He doesn't look far enough ahead. There's loads of new weapons in the shop and we still haven't bought any. We should really have a look. Right. I think we have a choice of where to go by the looks of it. He has grown up a bit, yeah, but he's still himself, yes. He's still got this view. That's still a little misguided, I think. Right, the Animus Database. So this is all the stuff we just got before we went to the modern day stuff. There's a little bit to read through, unfortunately. So City Hall. This building served as New York City Hall, started in 1702. It was also the city jail until the new gaol opened in 1759. Despite New York's historically lawless learnings, the building has a decidedly rebel-slanted past. Delegates from 9 of the colonies met here to coordinate protests against the Stamp Act. That meant representatives from British instituted legislators were protesting what British Parliament thought best, a truly huge step at the time. After the Constitution was ratified in 1789, Congress began to meet here in the building renamed Federal Hall. George Washington was inaugurated as president on the balcony on April 30th, 1789. Oops, sorry, spoiler alert. Yes, he wins the war and becomes president. And then it turns out he was a ghost all along. The building was expanded in 1788 but torn down in 1812. Despite its name, the modern-day Federal Hall National Memorial in New York City was never actually Federal Hall. Okay, that's interesting. You like his conviction, rage against injustice, his moral sense. Yes. Like I say, he doesn't seem to think far enough ahead. He's very short-sighted in that, whereas Achilles, obviously, he has the experience to know that you've got to... He sees, obviously, something in Connor, where he knows that he's got the right morals, he's got the right aptitude for what he has to do and how he has to do it. But he doesn't have the experience of Achilles, so he doesn't see far enough ahead. But yeah, he definitely has the right convictions. His morals are perfect. But sometimes I think his anger gets in the way. And his own personal issues stop him seeing the bigger picture. So the Boston Brawlers, this picked up after we had the fight in prison. This came up, and I don't know anything about it. So I think this is a side quest, but I don't know anything about it. We didn't have it before the fight in prison, I don't believe. So this is the Boston Brawlers. I can't say I've ever understood it myself, but grown men beating each other up has a long storied history going back at least to ancient Sumeria. Modern day boxing began its rise to popularity in the late 17th century. Boston Brawlers got their start in the dockyards around the middle of the 18th century. But in 1804 they moved into a gym of their own on the north side of Beacon Hill. There they benefit from the wagering dollars of the wealthy socialites living on the hill's south side, who enjoy nothing more than watching poor people hitting each other in the face for their pleasure. I expect if you impress them enough with your manly prowess, they'll give you something in return. Perhaps a toaster or a black eye. Oh, Sean. Do you know what? That's one thing I think I miss in the RPG era of Assassin's Creed is Sean. His humour is fantastic. So Thomas Paine. I'm trying to think where we saw him. We must have met him between prison and now. I can't think who he was though. Paine was a political pamphleteer, originally from England. His book Common Sense was an argument for American independence. It became one of the most popular books in American history, mainly because Americans thought it was a book about common sense and on some level knew they needed it. At the time, most of the literature about independence was written by lawyers and politicians, in the kind of self-important, florid language that can only be understood by college graduates or written by me. However, Common Sense lived up to its title. It was written in straightforward language, so basically anyone could understand its arguments, even people who couldn't read. The book was so popular with numerous public readings of the text, making it an early audiobook in many ways. While the book wasn't what convinced Congress of the value of independence, they already knew, it did cause a groundswell of popular support, and that was important because Congress needed the public on their side, and they needed to convince soldiers to fight for them. Common Sense did both. I don't have any record of Connor actually meeting Paine, but I thought you'd like to know about him, as his works played such a crucial role in the revolution. Yes, I put this at the end so you'd read the whole thing before finding out. I can be a bastard that way. Oh, Sean. So yeah, we didn't meet him, but Sean has added it in as he plays a crucial part in history. I miss the database. Discovery Tour's nice, Yeah, it's not the same though, is it? I liked, as you go through the game, you can pick up this information. We found this, especially with Origins. Odyssey wasn't too bad because I knew quite a bit about Greek history and mythology anyway, so I didn't have an issue with that. And the English one, obviously, I know quite a bit about it, so it's not too big a deal. Vikings, I'm not massive. I don't know much about Vikings, but I kind of grasped it really well. Origins, on the other hand, with the lack of the database, you guys probably saw this, I struggled with not just the pronunciation, but the understanding of the gods and the culture. I actually went into a discovery tour and did quite a bit of it because I wanted to learn more, to try and help me understand the game a little bit more. But this would make that a lot easier. That's the big thing. So the Declaration of Independence. Okay, so this will be a newspaper article about the Declaration of Independence. So liberty, Congress unanimously declares the United Colonies free and independent states. Yesterday, the representatives of all 13 colonies resolved and declared the independence of the citizens and formally dissolved all ties with Britain. This Declaration of Independence, as it is so entitled, was drafted by a committee of authors, principally Foss, Jefferson, John Adams, and Benjamin Franklin, and expresses in language more eloquent than we are able to describe the events and reason that led to this final disruption. The Second Constitutional Congress began work on this document months ago. Some few among the representatives had every aspiration that the colonies would reconcile with the king and reasonable rights secured. For each additional regiment dispatched to these shores, that hope diminished, till all voted in unanimity, put my teeth back in, to sever ourselves from our mother country. John Adams declares that this day should be solemnised with pomp and parade, shows, games, sports, guns, bells, bonfires and illuminations from one end of this continent to the other. There's a lot of spelling mistakes in this. From this time forward forevermore. It means from this time forward forevermore. Spelling wasn't a massive thing by the looks of it in the tabloids at that time. So this is the historical side of the Declaration of Independence. That was the newspaper side. You may or may not have heard of this one. We have heard of it. This is a document in which 13 colonies formally declared their independence from Britain. Congress voted to accept the Declaration on July the 4th, 1776, celebrated today as Independence Day in the United States. Contrary to popular belief, the document wasn't actually signed on July 4th. The first signatures weren't added until the declaration was formally transcribed sometime around the beginning of August. Others were added as delegates arrived in Philadelphia. By some accounts, the final signature wasn't added until sometime in 1777. The Declaration, with its statement that all men are created equal and that they had the right to life, liberty and the pursuit of happiness, became an inspiration for other revolutions that came after it, most notably the French Revolution, against the very government that supported the Americans in their bid for independence. Oops. So actually, what the Americans did by declaring independence actually helped the French do the same thing, but the French government actually helped the Americans originally. That's progress for you, isn't it, I suppose? So Independence Hall. This was built between 1730s and 1750s to be the Pennsylvania State House. The architecture is Georgian, which was popular at the time and essentially means the building was made to look similar to English manor houses of its day. Georgian, of course, being a reference to King George. Some of the most important documents in the American Revolution came out of this building. The Declaration of Independence was first debated and signed here. The United Constitution was drafted here, and if that wasn't enough, the Liberty Bell rang in the bell tower to summon people to meetings. Before it cracked beyond repair, of course, and also before it was really known as the Liberty Bell, but we won't let that get in the way of a good story. The building became known as Independence Hall in the 1820s, a result of the Marquis de Lafayette making a return trip to the United States. Lafayette's visit was meant to commemorate the 50th anniversary of the Revolution, and to remind a new generation what had happened and where it worked, creating a sense of national history and obsession with tagging things with the words liberty, independence, freedom and Washington. Right, Alexander Hamilton, so we met him. So Alexander Hamilton was one of George Washington's trusted advisors during the American Revolution and the first Secretary of the Treasury of the United States. Hamilton was born in 1757 in the West Indies and was orphaned at the age of 11. However, his cleverness showed early, and his employers pulled the money to send him to university. Either that, or they just wanted him out of the building. Hamilton moved to New York in 1773 and began attending King's College. later Columbia University. In 1774 he was writing pro-rebel articles, not really in the spirit of attending somewhere named after the king, and by 1775 he joined the volunteer militia. Again, probably not exactly what his sponsors had in mind when they sent him there. Good point, that's quite a long one actually. Hamilton fought during the occupation of New York in 1776. He was a natural leader and George Washington appointed him his aide-de-camp, a job he held for 5 years. However, Hamilton was eagerly back in the battle, and in 1781 he commanded troops during the decisive victory at Yorktown. Hamilton became a member of Congress for New York in 1788. He developed a particular fixation on the funding of the federal government, which at the time was, well, broke, as it wasn't allowed to demand any taxes from the member states. While that may sound wonderful when you're looking at your federal tax bill, it meant the government couldn't do things like pay their army. Soldiers like getting paid. In 1787, Hamilton was named the first Secretary of the Treasury, where he fought for a strong federal government, in heated opposition with Thomas Jefferson, who promoted states' rights. Hamilton was responsible for creating much of the foundation of the US fiscal policy, the details of which are probably important, but so indescribably boring, I can't barely be bothered even to finish the sentence. But I did, because I care. Have I seen the musical, Hamilton? I think I have. I can't remember. I've heard of it. I know of it. I must have seen it. Yeah, I think I did. I think I have. The start of Unity is really good on how he becomes an assassin. It is. It's one of the ones we've got on our list. We're going to have to play through all of these, I think. I can't not now, after starting this one. I'm going to have to go through, make sure I've got them all. I think I'm going to get the XCO collection, but we're going to have to play through them all. I can't find a way around it now. I'm kind of getting obsessed with playing the older games. History tells us that Thomas Hickey was hanged for sedition in front of 20,000 troops, as an example. That's an interesting interpretation of events, but since New York didn't have stadium seating at the time, I doubt many of the soldiers had a great view of the execution. The important message for them was, don't be a traitor, you'll get hanged. Not niceties of who was on the gibbet. So, Hickey was hanged. It's an interesting turn of events. So, we've obviously left the estate. We have now got choices to do. Just occurred to me how it makes sense so many Americans are anti-tax. The nation was literally found on that concept. It was. Yeah, originally the Americans, from what I've read, I didn't know about this beforehand, they couldn't charge taxes. They weren't allowed to. It was part of what they wrote into the Constitution at the time. They weren't allowed to charge member states taxes. So that does make sense of why the Americans are very, like you say, anti-tax. It's one of those weird things. I didn't realise that at the time. Right, our next mission is over here. This is the frontier. We managed to clear quite a lot of this morning, but while we're here, we should clear more. It's on our way. We've got an assassination contract ongoing. I think we've done 2 or 3 of the targets. Boston Brawlers, right, I don't know anything about this. We kind of suddenly got this mission after fighting in the prison. So, complete this task to ascend through the ranks of the Boston Brawlers. I have no idea who these are. We've got to meet with Harold Ring at the old brewery in Boston, disarm 5 enemies, kill 5 enemies affected by a smoke bomb within 10 seconds. We've killed the 25 with a hidden blade, and we've stealth killed 10 without being detected. I'm really glad that these count, even if we haven't got the challenges already. That is definitely something I thoroughly agree with. We haven't got the miner, but we've just left the homestead. I'm assuming we can go back. The hunting challenges we still need to do. We need to do another 15 animals with snares. We need to stealth kill 3 more animals with bait, and we need to kill 2 more animals with the bow. And we've also got a feline feet mission to do, which we find the bobcat. Frontiersmen, we've still got to do loads of things for them. Discover 5 underground network entrances. Discover the location of every fort. We've got 4 more of those to do. And we've still got to look for clues at the frontiersmen camp for the boy who cried wolf. Forts, we've still got the Boston fort to do. The rest have been done. Naval, we've done no missions as of yet. Naval missions. We've got loads of feathers to collect. Assassination contracts, we have 3 more Templars to kill for this contract. Delivery requests, we still need bobcat claws and elk antlers and cougar fangs. Building the homestead, we've still got to do our encyclopedia of the common man, and the underground, we've still got 8 more fast travel stations. So we've got to make a decision what we do now. Are you advising back to the homestead, Lisa? Which I kind of agree. I kind of want to clear some of the frontier, but actually the homestead makes a little bit, does make sense. I'm assuming we're allowed back because then we've just left. We can't see missions until we're actually back at the homestead, can we? Try Boston first. Well, Boston, we've got missions everywhere. We've only liberated one zone in Boston. So what do we think? Do we do frontier missions? Do we do see at the homestead? Do we go to Boston, or do we even look at New York? We haven't really done much in New York. We've got stuff to do everywhere. That's the question. So what do you guys think? Where should we head? I'm happy either way. We can carry our main story if that's what people want to see, or we can head to a different location. The Homestead Mission is in Boston. Let's head to Boston. We've got loads to do in Boston anyway. We've got lots we haven't even been to yet. We need to recruit more assassins. We need to actually send an assassin out, don't we? So we need to go to a shop and have a look at new weapons as well, because we haven't done that for a while, to be fair. So the Homestead Mission is in Boston Gaming. That's what we're thinking. So if we go to the Harbour Master, I'm thinking we go to the shop. We need to buy all the maps. As we've got loads of money, we just haven't been to a shop for ages to be able to spend the money on maps. So what we'll do, we'll buy all the shops. We'll buy the shops. We'll buy the maps. So at least that's all the collectibles, hopefully easier to find. We'll find this Homestead Mission, and we'll get onto that one. By the looks of it, for the homestead, the Encyclopedia of Man, you actually have to see the people doing jobs. When you scan them, that's how it counts. Okay. So, that's a Brooklyn Brawler mission there. Boston Brawlers, sorry. Yeah, bait and snares, that's a good shout. We've got lots to do here. We've got this bit, this all needs liberating, to be fair. That's what I mean, there's loads to do everywhere. But the mission is actually over here. The Homestead Mission is there. So what I think we'll do, we'll head to the store first, grab all the maps we need, have a look at new gear, that kind of stuff. We have also got a fort to clear over here as well at some point. We may grab the delivery request on the way. Boston Brawlers, assassination contract. We'll basically work our way up to this. I don't know how long we've got. Probably got about, I'd say, another hour. So yeah, I think that's probably a good plan. We'll work our way up to the Homestead Mission and we'll clear as much as we can along the way. While we're here, should we send our guy out? Contracts, let's have a look. He's the only guy we've got still. We've completed 4 Quebec missions and there's none of... that is available. French-Canadian ties. We get a pelt for it. He's our only guy. If we assign him, he's got an 80% chance of success. So we'll send him. Unfortunately, we'll send him one on his own. The Boston was a much easier one. The fort was much easier in Boston than the one in the Frontier. Okay, that's saying something. The Frontier one, we did alright for 1 or 2 of them, and then we just really struggled. But we'll send him out. Chapeau can disappear. He will have enough XP to rank up again. 80% chance success. As long as it doesn't die on the way, all good. But we'll head to the shop. Let us head to the shop. It's come up for ages with new weapons and things, and we've just not had a chance to go to a shop to see them. So it'd be nice to actually have a look at the shop. The fort we do need to do. But we definitely need to buy the maps. We've got a lot of money, and we've probably got a lot of stuff we can sell, to be fair. What's the book? Oh, that's our accounting book, isn't it? Right, let's have a look at this guy first. So we want to buy maps. That's one big thing I think we need to look at first. Ignore weapons. Ignore outfits. It's maps. So we've got the chests for Boston. We've got the north and south and the central. The frontier chests. we'll buy. I don't know if we need to buy all these, because I think you'll find them by doing viewpoints, but I just think this makes things easier. East New York chests. I don't know how much money we need for these. What I want to hold off on the New York stuff, mainly because we've not been there yet. Not really. We'll buy the trinket map. Money is going down pretty quickly. The page map for the almanac pages. Make life a bit easier finding those, won't it? Johnstown feathers. Yep. I don't know where Johnstown is, but yep. The Black Creek feathers. We'll leave the New York maps until we actually go to New York, I think. Money seems to be fairly easy to get hold of, to be fair. We managed to get quite a bit very quickly by chests. And the Lexington feathers. There we go. So the only maps we needed now are the New York ones. That kind of works. Now, the citizen mission items we still can't buy, so obviously there's a reason for that. Outfits, I'm not overly worried about all these. That's our current. We've got Ezio's. Yeah. The Charleston outfit and all that, I'm not fussed. We don't really worry about cosmetics. Consumables, we need arrows. That's the maximum we can buy. That's £20. £10 an arrow. Snares. Bait. It looks like I filled up back with bait again. I don't know when we actually managed to fill up with bait. We do need snares. £120. The rest of the stuff we don't use. And I know we should probably use poison darts and stuff more. We don't even use guns, to be honest. Right, let's have a look at weapons. So we have unlocked a French rapier as well as a sword, but we've got the officer's sword as well. And that's it. I don't really use swords. I like this tomahawk. Yeah, we've got the war club already because it was a reward that we got. Small weapons, the assassin tomahawk is what we're currently using. The stone tomahawk is actually quicker, but no combo, less combo and less damage. So the stone tomahawk to me is not worth it. The iron tomahawk, on the other hand, is worth it. But it's locked currently until we find a crafting recipe that we found in a chest in New York from Sequence 9. So after Sequence 9 we can find this iron tomahawk. That makes a lot more sense. Stone dagger again, speed's quicker, but other than that, not better. The dirk. Worn by Highlanders. Speed's good, damage is less. The war tomahawk. That looks good. Sequence 10 though. And the broken sword knife. Probably not worth it. Thanks for the like over that, was much appreciated. Heavy weapons, again, we're not really using heavy weapons. I've yet to see a reason to use anything other than a tomahawk, a bow, and a hidden dagger. I can't see a reason to use anything else. We could change to a double barrel pistol, but again, we don't really use it. And the duckfoot pistol is pointless. The double barrel could be. It's better than the one we're using. The rate of fire goes up by 3, mainly because you fire 2 bullets. We've got the Putnam Pistols. They're not expensive either, to be fair. This is a pair of Scottish Ram's Head butted pistols, exactly of the ones found at Lexington. They bear the coat of arms of the Crosby family, although it is believed the original pistols have belonged to Major John Pitcairn. He lost them when his horse was shot from under him in the heat of battle. They were later given to General Israel Putnam. Wow. So that's better than the pistol we currently have, but we don't use it. I kind of want dual. If we've got the dual holster, maybe. If we have a look at our counting book. Crafting was the one I wanted to look at, but I think we need more people to be able to craft anything decent. That's consumables. There's nothing. What do we need there? We need something for that one. This is the twin holsters, which may be worth getting, but we need rosewood lumber. We need a tailor level 2. Again, we don't have that. We've done some missions for our Homestead people and they have leveled up, but we haven't gained enough. Crafting for this currently hasn't given us anything worthwhile. There's nothing I can see that actually helps us. and it's been a while since we've been able to actually do anything. We can make shipmaster if we want to, and the woodworks. Yeah, we haven't really got anything. We can buy obviously goods, apples, beeswax, eggs. These things we can buy from our homesteaders. Ash lumber, kindling, pine lumber, spruce lumber, walnut lumber. I'm assuming this stuff will sell for more. We do need money. We are short of money now, to be fair. But yeah, I just don't see. There's no reason to send out convoys. I can't see the reason to do it. Unless anyone has an idea that I don't at this point, but I don't see the benefit. It just don't seem to be able to access most of it. That's the weird thing. Like, there's not much we can do with it. Right, I know there's stuff over here to grab, but we're just going to work our way north. So my thinking is delivery request. If we've picked it up, at least it's there. We don't have to worry about it. But yeah, the crafting system, just for me, just doesn't seem worthwhile. But even pistols, we don't need them. We don't use them. We use a bow and a tomahawk. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I just don't see the need. You think it's all late game? Okay, that's interesting. Like I said, if we got the need to do it, it wouldn't be an issue. I'd quite happily do it, but it just, at the minute, I just can't see a need. Right, so he needs us to get these items. By the looks of it. Do we need... So we've now picked up the courier mission, which is delivery requests. No, there we go. We need to pick up 3 paper, 2 hair accessories, 2 toy dolls, 1 golden ring, and 2 soap. Yeah, I think, yeah, once we level up the class people, maybe it'd be more worthwhile. Currently, I just don't see any added benefit. Right, we have got the Boston Brawlers here. Now, one of the Boston Brawlers missions, I believe, is to meet with Harold Ring at the old brewery in Boston. I'm pretty sure that's where that is. We've still got other missions to do to level up, but I think it's on our way. We should really stop there and just at least get that bit done while the other stuff still needs doing. A lot of these I think we'll end up doing late game to clear trophies and things. By the sounds of it, I can't at the minute see a reason to do these as you go, and if we do them accidentally, it adds up anyway. I don't see the reason to focus.
Think you're meaner than goose grease, do you? I'm organising an attorney for lads like you, but it's not open to just anyone. Got to prove yourself first. Here's a list of names. Beat each of these brutes and you'll get your spot. Then we'll see how tough you really are.
Right, we've got to find Peter Bunyan in the frontier and challenge him to a fight. So we've gained that mission. Next time we're in the frontier, we need to find Peter Bunyan. But yeah, you're probably right. We could actually craft a lot of that stuff in the homestead, couldn't we? There's a liberation mission here. Now, liberation missions are what we need to liberate this area. So it's probably worth grabbing it as it's next to where we are. See what it is. It's obviously it's someone that needs help. There we go. My camera won't change. I can't actually see what's happening. Come on, camera. My camera's sorted itself.
You won't catch a beating. Get closer. Keep moving. You won't catch him. Leave off him.
Why did we thugs are regularly extorting defenseless merchants to make them pay? I thought we did that perfectly. Why did we fail that? Okay, I'm not sure why we failed that. That just said we did. I thought I did the right thing. I was trying to help the merchant. Who's guards are after us now. Let's just I was going to pay him to get the heat off me, but I don't think I can. Just jump down the nearest well. We saw someone else with a tailing do that. That's why I thought it'd be a good idea. That's a lot of troops trying after us. But yeah, we failed that mission. I don't quite understand how. As it said, slugs are regularly extorting defenseless merchants, make them pay. But yeah, we failed that somehow. We're back to being not wanted. Bonus for us. There is a almanac here, actually. Just seen it. Let's go and get the almanac while we're here. We've got the almanac, perfect. And while we're here, there is also a assassin contract. So while we're here, just trying to grab whatever we can on our way past areas. On the way to the Homestead Mission. So this is a Boston contract. There'll be people on the map now to assassinate. If we come across them, they're on our journey, we'll take them out. Right, there is a red area there with treasure. Got the viewpoint already. There's another liberation mission. I think we head this mission's back. Let's go back to this liberation mission and just see what we messed up, because obviously we did something wrong. I don't know what.
Empty that purse. Godforsaken dogs. Give me all your coin. You know how this works.
So these are mercenaries.
You want to catch a beating? Get closer. Keep moving, mate.
So what am I meant to do? Because I took these guys out before, and that wasn't good.
You won't catch him. Leave off him.
Oh, it's the thug we've got to chase. Ah, okay. I killed everyone last time, but it's actually that guy we've got to get a hold of. Although he seems weighed down by his weapons, to be fair. How do I...
Gotta give it a try anyway. It's more than most do.
Right, I've dealt with him. We need to now get rid of the posters. Oh no, town cry. Let's use him. Thank you. I think we passed the mission. We dealt with the person trying to run away as it told us to. So I'm assuming that hasn't come back. No, it hasn't now. And if we go to liberation, yes, we've gained a little bit. The contact is Douglas Little. Duncan Little, sorry. Who I'd assume is there. And the Homestead Mission's nearby. So we're just going to head up the dock. Have a look at this one. Homestead Mission. We did quite a few side missions for the Homesteaders this morning. We stopped the two lumber guys fighting. And we saved the man's wife. And we also stopped a burglar. Although I was annoyed we didn't have a choice to let him go, we actually had to kill him. Right, that's a big group of soldiers, annoyingly. And I'm assuming we're about to have to kill someone, so... This might go really badly. Right, so there's a guy robbing the merchants. And he's the guy we've got to catch. And it's free. Oh, we've got to do it 3 times. So that guy will run away.
You won't catch him. Leave off him.
And these guys are trying to stop me from catching this guy.
God, he won't be troubling me any longer. Thank you, mister. I was kind of getting used to being robbed by these brutes, sadly enough.
You just watch me take a beating. That feel noise? Soap dodger.
So I'm just trying to get away for a minute. I can't get away in here, can I? We're back to being incognito. We're all good. So there's 3 of those to do, by the looks of it. Okay, Homestead Mission is here. So we'll do the Homestead Mission, as Lisa suggested. And the contract's also here for this as well. I'm assuming that's Duncan Little. Oh no, that's not Duncan.
You'll be sorry.
I'm assuming we've got to save him. And the wife even said they did nothing wrong. All with the trusty tomahawk, eh? Right, we are now wanted, annoyingly. And there's now going to be more coming. Yep, more here. I'm assuming we need to get this wanted level down. I think we've done enough of them now. But yeah, I think you might be right about the craft and delivering stuff.
They had a little too much beer and didn't like the sound of my voice. I was only talking to that girl.
Your accent is unfamiliar. Where are you from?
North of here. Province de Quebec.
And what brings you to Boston?
I am a miner by trade, but it's hard
So
to
this is
find
the miner
work.
for the homestead.
People don't listen to me because of my accent.
It might be our meeting.
It's French, isn't it?
I hail from a village just a few miles north of here. There are the beginnings of a mine. I do not know what is in there, but you might find what you are looking for within.
I'll come have a look. If there is something good, maybe we'll talk, eh?
Perfect. We've recruited a miner. All the bodies have disappeared. That's the mission done for him. Nice easy one. Right, are we incognito or are we wanted? We are wanted, so we need to deal with that, to be fair. I was hoping we could... I know there's lots of weapons everywhere. So we need to deal with the fact we're wanted. There is a crier, town crier this way. If I can get to him. I think it's the other side of here, isn't he? Obviously troops will come after us, so we've got to be a bit wary at this point. We're just going to run around the corner, bribe the crier, go back to being unwanted before we get caught. There we go. I like being incognito, it makes life a lot easier. Right, so we've done that. So I wonder whether we should try and do this liberation contract while we're here. We've gained a miner. The liberation contract will at least start us having this guy on our side. Time-wise, we've got about half an hour, so we'll see what we can clear. We might as well try and clear as much of North Boston as we can while we're here. And then we're not live tomorrow morning. I think the vote earlier was more Assassin's Creed 3 tomorrow evening, so we'll carry on tomorrow evening and we will look to do, I don't know, main missions maybe, Frontier. There's lots to do, lots of collectibles, lots of story still. And there isn't any reason not to do the collectibles as you go along. The story is kind of at a point now where you can go off and do other things. It's not affecting the story. And we do need to look at... Is this the guy we need to speak to? No, that's the guy who wants to play a game. We do need to look at... see if we can craft in some of them things that we need for the mission.
You're the lad. Neighborhood could use more men of action like yourself.
My name is Connor.
That's a lovely name for a man from Wales. What's your real name?
Radohan Kedom.
A strong name. You should use it. Mine's Duncan. Plain as they come. If you've the time to spare, I'd urge you to keep on doing what you're doing. This infernal gang needs to be stopped.
So there's a gang that is terrorising the merchants, and obviously he won't do any more with us until we've done one more, I think. We need to stop the gangs extorting money from the merchants one more time before he will talk to us, I believe. And there is one just up ahead, further along the docks. Let's go and deal with this, and hopefully he will then talk to us, I think. I think that's how that works. There's also a trinket nearby as well.
God-forsaken dogs! Give me all your coin, you know.
Oh, French-Canadian ties.
You bastards!
Successfully did the mission.
Four eyes. Piss off. You want to catch a beating? Get closer. Keep moving. You
Oh,
won't
yeah.
catch him.
Ended that nuisance for good, you did. Very grateful. These thugs think they own the neighborhood.
Right, we did it. Done all three.
Support the community.
Now we just need to get away. And then be incognito again. Which we will in a second. And they are running past. And now we should be able to go and speak to the guy in the tavern. They're still looking for us. They're coming back! Did he see me? Did he disappear? I think they've gone away. I'm going to wait for the arrow to disappear, don't I? I do do that a little bit ahead of time sometimes. Once the arrow goes, we know they're no longer looking. And that means we're safe. There we go. We're good. Right, perfect. This is from the fire list. And now, when we go and speak to Duncan, I'm assuming he will now give us something to do. Or join us. One of the two. But we need to liberate North Boston anyway. Alright, let's see if he'll actually talk to us. Now, we've introduced ourselves once.
Bearing fruit, my boy.
There we go.
And I'm close to figuring out who's orchestrating this ugly symphony. But something's got people spooked beyond the usual gang stuff. Odd. Anyway, keep on it.
Oh, so we need to do more. That's all he's saying. So there is more to do, liberation-wise. Right, so what should we look at in North Boston next from where we are? There is obviously a chest over here. It's on a ship, it's a red area. But, while we're here, we should at least give it a go. I think that's probably a good idea. Ships aren't generally too bad to get onto. Doing it discreetly is difficult. But, it might be alright. Okay, so it's this ship straight ahead. The chest is at the back. Okay. If we can be discreet, we will be. Obviously, all we need is the chest. And I've got a feeling it won't be simple. Okay. Oh, I wanted to assassinate. That didn't really work. The aim was to assassinate them both, but instead we jumped through rather than up. We gained a recipe for the French coat pistol, and we've got £750 for looting. There's no one else on the ship, so actually we can actually jump off. So chest acquired, nice and easy. I like it when it works well. There's a trinket here, and I can't see any more liberation missions at the minute, which is weird. Considering, oh, there's one there. We need to do more of those because it's only 42%. So until we get to 100%, we won't be able to do anything in terms of liberating the area. Okay, let's see if we can grab the trinket, and then we'll look at what's nearest next, and we'll go and grab that. It's just a case of clearing this area. We could go and do missions, but while we're here, we might as well do all of these. Right, we've gained the trinket. There's an almanac just up there. By looks of things. Almanacs so far haven't been too difficult. I really thought they'd be a pain. They've not been massively bad so far. That may change, as I missed it. Where's it gone? Oh, it's over there. It's right where them soldiers are. That's annoying. They're all going to shoot me. We missed the almanac. I needed to have grabbed it before we went near the soldiers. I can start a riot. I've never tried doing that yet. So we lost the almanac, unfortunately. So that's something we'll have to come back for. But let's go and do this liberation mission over here. And there is also an almanac nearby. Free a civilian held captive by thugs. 3 times. So there's a civilian being held captive here, and we need to rescue them. Now, I've got no idea how they'll get in. You did all the pages in Boston. They're not too bad. No, they're not as bad as I thought they were going to be honest. We need to find a way in. There we go. So we need to rescue this person who's being held by thugs. There's 3 in total to do of these. Obviously, we've got to be as discreet as we can, or we're going to face a little bit of a fire on our hands otherwise. Just trying to think of the best way to do this discreetly. Right, there's soldiers up there with guns. That's something we've got to be careful of. There's one guy there who's back to us. There's this guy walking towards us. He's got his back. He's kind of turning round, isn't he, that guy? Just trying to think of the best option. Well, that wasn't my plan. That was my plan. And that's why a bow and arrow is quicker than guns. That's why I prefer the bow and arrow. No reloading. Quick reflex shots. And it's all done. We do need to get this guy out of here, but I'm just going to loot everyone first. Mainly because I want my arrows back. But yeah, the pages are surprisingly easier than I was ever expecting. I did think that'd be really difficult. Right, let's free this guy. This is the first of 3 we need to free to help liberate the area. We don't have to help him out. That's it. That's done. And once we get out of here, we should be good to go in terms of wantedness. So now I'm back over here. Oh, don't want to be going that way. 2 guards there. Yeah, once we leave, I don't think we'll be wanted anymore. Who have we been seen by? We're now incognito. I don't know who saw us there, but someone did. And they are still searching for us, annoyingly. I think this guy just killed himself. We're incognito again. This guy fell and died, so bonus for us. Right, there is assassin mission just here. It's one of our assassin contract missions. So we may as well deal with him while we're here. He is walking. Gotta make sure we get the right guy. There he is. He's a Templar. Where's he running off to? Well, I was going to kill the target. There he is, done. He attacked the other soldiers for some reason. I think they had the same plan we did. But we got him. That's the important thing. Right, there is also an almanac on the roof somewhere. Over there. We'll try and grab that while we're here, and then we'll have another look what's near us. Don't fly. Don't. Oh, it's going. It's going already. Right where these soldiers are. I know you're not. I've got it. I've got it. I've got it. I just need to get away from the soldiers because they're about to start shooting me. Hopefully, we'll lose. Them soldiers will stop looking for us in a second. Oh, there's a guy going to climb up. Oh no, he's down there. Is he climbing up? Two arrows. We probably do need to move a little bit further afield while they're looking for us at this point. There's places to hide nearby. Where are the places to hide? They're still looking for us, unfortunately.
Asks all able-bodied men to give an hour of their labor this Saturday, as the schoolhouse is in need of...
We're incognito now. We're hiding in a group of people. So I think we're good. Once we make sure there's no there's wait for the arrows to disappear.
None shall be admitted to see...
Why have you found me? I'm hiding in a group. Okay, they found me hiding in a group. That didn't really work. We need to hide. I didn't really want to go on a horse, but there we go. Let's go. They shot the horse. Right, we need to find somewhere to hide. There's a lot of soldiers here. I'm assuming I can't bribe him while we're on the run. We just need to get far enough away that they can't find us. That's all we need. Right, we are out of their search zone now. Hopefully that's enough. We just need to wait for the arrows to disappear. And we should be incognito again. Just wait here a second. Go in water. Oh, does that work, does it? Okay. I didn't know that would work. That's not a bad shout though. So if we jump in the water here. Drop down. Thank you. I think we're good. That's a really good handy tip. We're now not wanted. That's an extremely good, extremely handy tip. I had no idea about. Right, what else do we need? There's nothing else here. We need to basically head to the viewpoint. And then Almanac there, we've missed this one. It got away from us, we've got to go back for that one. Another liberation mission would be to save someone. What have we got? We've got about 15 minutes or so. So let's head to the viewpoint, I think. And then at least we've got North Boston quite clear. Hopefully afterwards. I don't know how many assassin contracts there is to do. How many we need to do in total. I know we've got one on the go in the frontier. Obviously we've now got one from North Boston, or Boston itself. There's probably a trophy involved for doing a certain amount, I would have assumed. Right. Viewpoint though, let us head here.
Ride in comfort. For the finest sleds in America, get ye to Williams of Berkshire.
But the maps are definitely going to help, I think, with getting everything in Boston and clearing it. We've just got to make the decision of when. While we're here now, it's just worth doing between missions. As we've got to do it at some point anyway. So there's no point holding off. And we did get the Homestead Mission done at the same time. Alright, let's synchronise the viewpoint. My hardest thing with viewpoints is jumping off and making sure we're going to survive, because from the trees it became difficult to jump and survive. There is that a hay? I think there's a hay cart down there. There is an almanac nearby as well. So actually I don't really want to jump down, because I kind of want to climb down, as the almanac's here. Oh, you did one Boston Tunnel System mission, and they're definitely tricking the first one. Oh, really? The first one we didn't find too bad. But yeah, that's not good if they get trickier. I think we've got 8 Boston entrances to find. Which doesn't sound like a lot, but I can imagine they're not going to be easy. Right, there's the almanac. Where's it gone? I didn't see the direction. I've lost it because I didn't... Oh, it's there. It's a big jump. Come on, almanac. Come here. I stopped when I didn't need to... So I went into a restricted area. Which is why they're shooting at me. Just need to move far enough away, I think. They're only after me because I went into the restricted area. That's the only reason. There is a letter here, actually. I've still got a guy looking for me, though. I won't be able to interact. I can. So this is North Boston Les. We just got to deliver letters. Right, I think we're good for the minute. Right, let's have a look. We've done the viewpoint. We've got the almanac. There is a person to free here then. We're getting there with the missions. We're clearing quite a lot of North Boston. Did I grab that North Boston letter mission? I thought I had. Delivery request. Build homes at the underground. Don't think I did. I thought I grabbed it, but it's not coming up. Although he's not showing up anymore. So I must have grabbed it, surely. Last time we grabbed this, there was just a load of letters to deliver. I cannot see where he wants them delivered. I thought I grabbed it, but for some reason it's not actually showing anything up. A little confusing. It's normally going to be letters you got to deliver. It's not hunting, it's not frontiersmen, it's not liberation missions. We know about those. It's not a fort, it's not naval, it's collectibles. Chest, trinkets, nope. It's not an assassin contract. I'm pretty sure it wasn't a delivery request, was it? Nope. Yeah, no. We've also got the New York Underground to do as well, that's going to be fun. I don't know why that delivery request isn't showing up, but we'll go and try and rescue the guy from this area here, while we're here. Needs doing. Yeah, it wasn't really the discreet way I wanted to go in, but... so far it's worked. That's the guy being held hostage over here.
Gonna tell us what we want to know, or use comfortable in there? Maybe we should make it a little... Haven't used them.
Reflex shots work really well. Second person saved. One more to go. I love the bow. The bow is so good in terms of speed. I should have... I've lost my arrows, my 2 arrows. Or 3 arrows. Can I pick it up? No, I don't want to pick it up. Drop weapon. I wanted to pick up the arrow. Definitely got to loot the bodies before we finish doing that, I think. Because that obviously didn't help us there. There we go. Camera does play up a little bit when you go through them small spaces, I've noticed. It doesn't always click back so you can see where you're going. Right, from here... Oh, I think we should probably do the last liberation mission up there, to be fair. So maybe we should head there. That'd be the last person we need of 3, I believe. I'm annoyed the letter mission didn't click. Hopefully it's not a glitch and we've lost it fully. I'm hoping it will come back when we load back in. Right, that's the area we need to get into. Let's see our guards. We'll try and be discreet about it if we can. We were a little bit too eager last time, although it worked. It's not the ideal way of doing it. Let's have a look where he is and who's protecting him.
Come on! Ha! I'll give you a real chop. You act like a dandy. Keep talking and see where it gets you.
Right, well, I think there's 2 guards together down there having a bit of a fist fight. I didn't mean to do that. Oh no, they're not guards, so we can't attack them. Any more for any more? I know to actually loot the bodies first this time. Are you actually going to attack us, aren't you? Come on then. Any more? I didn't really want a big fight, but I kind of messed up a little bit, didn't I? Why are you bringing him? He's bringing his fist to a tomahawk fight. Any more for any more? I think we've dealt with them all. So we'll just get some looting done, and then we'll free the last man, and we should be good. Oh no, we didn't get a chance to loot. I was too close to the bit. Yeah, it gets tough when there's quite a few around you and they're attacking more than one at a time. Annoyingly, we lost our arrows again because it didn't give me a chance to get them back before I was too close to the guy. But we have cleared all 3 of those now. So I believe now Duncan will talk to us. Yep, Duncan is yellow. Duncan will talk to us. No, it's not easy to disengage, is it? That's the problem. I'm annoyed we lost that delivery mission. I don't know why. What we do, Almanac, 5-10 minutes. Almanac, I probably haven't got enough time for the liberation mission, annoyingly. We'll at least get the Almanac. And then at least North Boston is done. But yeah, you're right. I like the fighting system. Once you get used to it, it's actually a really good system. But it does take a little bit of getting used to, especially coming from the RPG games. It's very much centered on blocking and parrying. But again, as I've said previously, I don't see the point in using the pistols. They're just too slow. Whereas your bow is very quick, you don't have to reload like you do the pistols. Yeah, I haven't found a reason to not use the bow yet. Come here. There we go, we got it. So that is done. That's the Almanac recovered. I don't know why I'm doing that. I can actually jump into the hay. Have we got time, do you think, for the liberation mission? Let's do it. Let's do the liberation mission. It's just along the dock, as we've now unlocked it. So we'll go and do that, and then we'll probably call it a night until tomorrow evening. No stream tomorrow during the day, obviously, because it's Friday. My other half is home. I need to make a video about the next 2 weeks as well, because streaming is going to be difficult for the next 2 weeks. My other half is home. Our little boy's obviously summer holidays. He's back for his grandparents, so I need to figure out what we're going to do and when.
Work procedure. Now it's time to finish the job.
Yeah, when there's birds on the roof, you know there's somewhere to jump.
Materialize from the ether, and nobody has the stones to, challenge.
It's one of those little tips from early games, isn't it?
Gang of our own, fight fire with fire.
About time we did something about those brutes. I want in.
Good on you. That's one for the lads. Come on, let's gather the rest.
Right, we're going to liberate North Boston by the looks of things.
Close. Get out.
I like that bar keeps kicking everyone out. Now, kill the Templar leader. That's our mission. That is it. We've got 2 assassins now on the books. If we have a look at contracts. That's the information from the mission we completed. We have now 2 assassins on the books. I wanted to actually just have completed that. Chapeau is now a corporal. And we have Duncan Little, who's a recruit. There's no point sending them out at the minute. What we're going to do is hopefully... I'll need to use these a bit more during a mission, so you can actually send them to assassinate. What other options do we have? They can assassinate, they can riot, or they can be our bodyguards. We'll stick to assassinate, I think. Let's actually try and use them. So, the Templar leader is up here somewhere. It's a whole red area. But yeah, let's try and use the guys we've recruited to help us. As we don't really use them. Mainly because I just forget about it. We just go in. We've only got 3 arrows. That could be an issue. But let's find out. So, a French guy and an Irish guy so far. How many nationalities in this game can we get as allies who have beef with English? It's a good shout, actually. They're all different nationalities, aren't they? And they all seem to have a beef with the English. Right, how do we get... We obviously the yellow circle. Hold L1 to select the bodyguard ability. It's actually telling me to use bodyguard ability. I don't know why. Right. I've just called in my assassins on that guy. I can see the markers for them. You actually going to take them out for me? There we go. I think that's Chapeau. Looking at that. I've just been seen. Called in my there we go. 2 down. Pretty simple. I actually like using them. They do help a lot. Especially when you're in trouble. I've just got to remember I've got them. And obviously we have 2 we can use. I never think about it when we go in. We could obviously do this really sneakily. Right, there's a few guards here now. Let's have a look. There's 2 there. Plus our guy we're after with a couple of bodyguards by the looks of it. So, how do I aim? I'm trying to aim these 2 at these 2. But I can't. Oh, there we go. 1 there and 1 there. Called both in. Both men dead. Them guys are now in trouble. But they're all going to fight, so let's all fight ourselves. There we go. Target's down. Oh, he headbutted us. Target is dumb.
What? Like the Knights Templar? Jesus.
Yeah, Scout could be on there, couldn't he? A Scott could be on there. There could be a few, to be fair. I think you can get quite a good...
Well, it's been a real pleasure.
A good group of nationalities, so it could be good fun.
Whatever it is you're up to, I'm your man.
So Duncan Little has joined, and we can now select bodyguard ability. Are you really... that guy was about to attack us. I wanted to search. I didn't want the weapon, I wanted to search. An XP is gained for the Assassin's Guild as well. And obviously we've gained a new person. You have a new assassin. So if we gained XP, does that... I don't know what that actually means in terms of the recruits. Let's have a look. I have to pick a mission and put them on it to have a look at their XP. Oh, so actually, Chapeau is nearly level 3. Only 80 points away. So they gain 20 XP for doing that with us. I don't know if that's every time we use them they gain XP. I don't know. But we have 2. We obviously, if we've got them out doing missions, they obviously can't help us. That works really well. Right, we do need to call an end. To do so, I need to be... The liberation contract's still there for some reason, I don't know why. What we're going to do, I think, we can fast travel to the Harbour Master. That should create a save, and then tomorrow evening when we come back, we can always finish North Boston, because all we've got left to do in North Boston, by the looks of it, is the couple of collectibles here. We've got lots of collectibles in Middle Boston to do, or, well, Central Boston. There's still lots of collectibles. I think that's their main hangout, isn't it, the contract? Oh, we have got courier missions. They did show up. They're just not where we are, unfortunately. From that guy. And then we've got this area to liberate. We could just clear Boston tomorrow. It's up to you guys. We can always go off and do main missions, story missions. Or we can clear Boston while we're here. It all needs doing at some point anyway. So it would make sense to do it whenever we've got a chance to. New Animus Database. Oh, let's have a quick look in the Animus Database, because that said we had a new entry and it will be for Duncan Little. Let's have a look. We've got a couple. Valley Forge. So this is newspaper, I believe. Continental Army suffers deprivations. Encamped a scant 20 miles from Philadelphia, General Washington's army struggles in a harsh winter. After the defeat at Brandywine, the Continental Army suffered humiliation as Congress fled Philadelphia in advance of royal troops. The Redcoats subsequently marched upon and occupied our patriot capital. Soon after, miseries were increased of a lamentable defeat at Germantown. General Washington has now located his army at a place called Valley Forge, south of the Schuylkill River, where from the high grounds of Mounts Joy and Misery provide for easy defence. However, the patriots must contend with starvation and want of clothing and shelter. Indeed, the general set them to the building of huts with logs. He promises $12 to reward the party in each regiment, which finishes the hut in the quickest and most workmanlike manner. But under several inches of snow, the soldiers are hard-pressed to complete their task. The lack of food and clothing has led to outbreak of disease, with many succumbing to dysentery and typhus. Indeed, hundreds have died among the same of the some 11,000 troops. Only their diminished loyalty to the cause of independence and to General Washington himself has kept them alive. The arrival of military advisor Frederick von Steuben to drill and train the men in correct formations and manoeuvres, as well as a considerable number of wives and children have joined the camp and who forage for food and wood, considerably enlivened the general morale. I know, Mount Misery. I did spot that and think, really? Mount Joy and Mount Misery. I'd rather be on Mount Joy than Misery, personally, no matter how easy they are to defend. There must be a reason for them names somewhere along the lines. So Duncan Little, this is the guy who just recruited. It's worth having a quick look at his history. So Duncan Little was originally from Ireland, well spotted on the accent, Lisa. The youngest son of a large family, which is confusing, seeing as they were the Little family. Sean and his humour again. He entered the priesthood at a young age and was sent to Africa as a missionary in 1756. Little spent several years in Africa, but in 1760 he returned to Ireland, leaving the priesthood entirely. I'll tell you why, but it seems the information is locked behind a wall at the Vatican. I'm not hacking into their records today, as it seems to have changed the password from W3, Love Free, Pop Free again. It's meant to be We Love Pope, basically, is their password. The next information I have about him is a passenger on a ship to Boston in 1763. From his letters, it seems his family more or less drove him away over his split with the Catholic Church, blood being thicker than water and all that. Little settled in Boston's North End, where he gained a reputation as a good mediator, fair and less expensive than going before the local judiciary. When he wasn't spending time at the local pub, he was helping people to solve their problems, generally by talking them down from a fight, which seems to be all that really happened in Boston in those days. And by those days, I mean anything up to the present day. Little was the first person people called when there was a scuffle, and his usual table, the King's Horse Tavern, was known locally as Little's Court. In Monaco, the British cracked down on in 1770 because we like to ruin everyone's fun. Okay, so we found out a little bit more about him, our newest recruit. Currently, as well, something I wanted to check, with 63% Animus, 34% synchronization. And the reason for that, we haven't actually got much more main sequences to do. There's only 12, according to that. Doesn't mean the main are missions, but there's lots of side missions to do. Barely touched the side missions. There's quite a lot of those. New York, we haven't done any. Boston, we've done a couple. And clubs, we've done a few. Discovery collectibles, we haven't done a massive amount. Naval, we've done none. And then we've got lots to do on the homestead by the looks of this. Inventions, I don't no clue what inventions is, but we obviously have to look at that. There's also Achilles missions to do with the homestead, according to this. It won't tell me anything, I don't think. Manor mysteries. I don't know anything about any of these, so obviously we've got to look into those at some point as well. It sounds like they've unlocked on the homestead. And then also the missions we have done. Sequence 1 is 100%. Sequence 2 we have to redo a mission at the end of that. Sequence 3 we've got to redo a mission at the end again. 4 another mission at the end we've got to redo. 5 we need to do another one there. 6 we've got two missions to go back to. And then we've got 2 to go there in sequence 7. And 2 to do in sequence 8. And obviously we haven't started sequence 9 yet because we haven't gone there. So there's a few we're going to need to go back and do. As I say, I'm assuming we need full synchronization for the platinum, but I haven't checked. I might actually check, because if we don't have to replay them, we won't. If we do, we will. Some of them look extremely difficult, as we have tried to do the optional objectives as we've gone. Some of them do seem extremely difficult. But that is it for tonight. That is us done. Yeah, it's still lots to do. For a game that I didn't think would be anywhere near the time frame of, say, Origins, which was our smallest game. Horizon Zero Dawn might be our smallest. We're currently only... See, I still don't believe the clock for time in the game. We're only 34% done. So there's still lots to do. It says we've only done 13 hours and 18 minutes. I'm pretty sure we've done more than that. Judging by the time of the live streams, I'm pretty sure we've done more. But if that is correct, and maybe it's not counting the cutscenes, I don't know. But it's still massively off from what I believe. Mainly because this is live stream number 6. And normally our live streams are 4 hours. Obviously we've done a few that aren't. But I can actually count the live streams, and I guarantee it is more time than that it's telling us. Which is a little bit disconcerting. In fact, I'm checking now. Here we go. So, I did a count the other day, and it was off. And I don't know why it's off. Obviously, that's going to tell us that's what we've got to go by. It's 2.5, that's 6.5 hours. 9, that's 10, 11, 15, 20, and then tonight as well. Which is... So with my count, including today, we're up to about 24 hours. But that is only saying 13. So I think there is an issue, but I don't know why. We can only go by the time the game is telling us, but to have lost 11 hours to cutscenes seems a little bit off. So I don't know. I don't know how that timing is working for the game played. But we'll go by... We'll get a happy medium between the two, I'm sure. But that's it for tonight. The vote earlier seemed to be more Assassin's Creed 3 tomorrow evening. There's no daytime stream because it's Friday. So we'll be back again tomorrow evening around the same time for more Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered. I hope everyone has a good evening. I hope everyone has a nice Friday. And thank you all for joining us. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you very much. Thank you for your advice as well. The water trick, perfect. So have a good evening. Thank you for the likes, the comments, and the conversation as always, guys. And I will see you all again very, very soon. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.